The following two-way table gives the age and sex of all students enrolled in a given high school. So the freshman class, there were 64 females and 56 males. Sophomore class had 63 females, 72 males, and so on. So how many students are there? Well, if you add all the students up, you might notice that you cannot be in more than one box at the same time. So a female freshman cannot also be a male sophomore. Okay, so each of these boxes is independent of each other. So you just add up the total number of females and males, and when you add all those up, you get 525. Okay, so there's 525 students in the high school. Okay, what percentage of the students are freshmen, sophomore, junior, senior? Well, the freshmen, there are 64 plus 56. That will be 120 out of the 525, which would be 22.86%. Okay, now that I'm just rounding that. Okay, for the sophomores, you do the same idea. 63 plus 72 out of the total will give you 135 out of 525 for 25.71% of the high school being sophomores. Okay, and you can do the last two for junior and senior. Okay, so there shouldn't be anything too crazy there. Okay, so what we look at in Part C is what we call a marginal distribution. So we can form a marginal distribution for class, meaning freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, by finding the percentage of each class level. Make a marginal distribution for the class level. Do not make this more complicated than it is. It's just listing the classes, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, with their associated probabilities. So that is your marginal distribution. Okay, next part, we'll make a marginal distribution for the sex of the students by finding the percentage of each sex. So rather than looking at a distribution for class, now we're going to look at male or female. So you look at the number of males and the number of females, find the percentage of each. There were 274 out of 525 that are females for 52.19%. And then the remaining 251 out of 525 were the males. So if you were to add up the female column, okay, so add up the female column, you get 274. Out of the 525 is 52.19%. Okay, on the second page, we have what we call a conditional distribution. A conditional distribution finds the totals of each row and column. So if we make a conditional distribution for the given variables, we can just shorten this up and do this quickly by writing the total of each row and column. So if you add the freshmen together, you get 120. Add the sophomores, you get 135. And then the females and males, same idea. And you'll notice this is similar to finding a marginal distribution, but we'll see how the questions are a little bit different. Okay, so once we find the total of each row and column, we can answer more specific questions. Find the percentage of students who are freshmen. Well, freshmen, we know that there's 120 freshmen. Out of the total number of students, 525. So that's 120 out of 525, which is actually the same thing as a marginal probability, because we already found that on the first page. But now is where they get a little different. What percentage of female students are seniors? And this is where you have to be very careful with the wording. What percentage of female students are seniors? Well, you're only looking at the female students first. What percentage of female students are seniors? You want to find the number of female students Well, the number of female students is 274. So out of all these female students, how many seniors do we have? There's 77. So what percentage of female students are seniors? There's 77 out of the 274 females. Okay, so you can see how that's a little more complicated to look at. So you have to determine what group are you looking at first, and then who out of that group are we asked about. Now notice in the next one, what percentage of the seniors are female students? Notice how this is backwards now. So now, what percentage of seniors are females? Now we're only looking at seniors first. So that's 140 total seniors. Now how many of those are females? 77. So what percentage of the seniors are females? 77 out of the 140 seniors, for about 55%. Okay, so if you go through and try the next few, okay, I'll show the answers for these. Percentage of male students are freshmen. So you're only looking at the male students first, and then find how many of those males are freshmen. Okay, and you'll see it's 56 out of 251. What percentage of students are male? Now you're looking at all students again, which there's 525 of them. Now how many of those are males? That's the same as the marginal distribution on the first page, 251 out of 525. Okay, then the next one here, or the last one, percentage of juniors that are male. Percentage of juniors, so we're looking at only juniors that are male. So now juniors, there's 130 of them, and there were 60 male. So 60 out of 130.